Hey, Jillian. Hey, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Hey, Blast. How are ya? Madam President, hello. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Cheryl. Welcome in, everybody. Glorious. Hey, Lisa. Hello, Lori. Hey, love to be hated. How are you tonight? Birdie Beth, hello. Hey, Rochester. Hello, Jennifer. I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. Of course, storming. It was storming here all day. Hey, Dawn. Hello, y'all. Welcome in. Just waiting for all my peeps to get in there. Hey, Bugs. Hey, TJ. Hey, Fighter. How are you? Hello, Joanne. Hello, little man. Welcome in, everybody. Excuse me, sorry. I seen. I'm glad you got that good news. Hey, Melody Rose. Let's wait for all the girls to get in here. Hey, Tara, how are you? Welcome in, y'all. There's one of them. Hey, Shark, how are you? Sunshine, you want to come up? Hello, Katie B. Hey, Amber. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Miss Bev.
Hey everyone.
Welcome in. How you doing tonight, Sunshine?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Be better if it was Friday.
I know, one more day, and we got it.
One more. We can do it, right?
Yep, maybe.
I'm ready to retire. I'm not gonna lie. Welcome in, y'all. We're gonna open up boxes tonight as well. We're gonna talk a little bit about mental health and weaponizing it. One more day until your birthday. Oh, that's cool. Happy birthday to you, camping girl. TJ, if you want to come up, you can. Madam President, are you in here?
She's probably sleeping after watching Catherine all day.
She puts me to sleep. I can't do those songs.
I fell asleep 3 different times in that live. Woke up, I had to check, make sure I didn't block somebody on accident. Hey, I fell asleep and blocked my name in her live. I couldn't figure out why nobody was answering me or nothing. And I did everything. Reset my phone, reinstalled the app. I blocked my freaking name on accident.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
We were so confused for days. We thought he got shadow banned somehow. Oh my gosh, it was a mess.
It was funny.
We were like, try and reset your phone, reset the app, do an update, do this. It was a mess.
Only
Everybody's like,
sunshine,
we see
I
him.
swear.
We see
What
him
the hell?
commenting. I just couldn't see no responses.
This dude. You can't trust him nowhere.
No. Nope.
That's funny. I'm not sure if Ellen will be here tonight, y'all. I think she's on a work call. Hey, frozen chicken. I can't stop yawning. I'm so over this week.
I don't know why I like that name, Frozen Chicken, so much. I like it though. It's a good name.
Fighter, you can go ahead and come up if you'd like. I don't know, she kept playing that song over and over, and it kind of gave me a little bit of PTSD, I'm not gonna lie, from that day that she played it for like 2 hours straight.
I wonder why
Lord.
she does that.
Sympathy. Just pure sympathy.
Yeah, I think it's that, and I think she wants people to stop streaming her, so she becomes really annoying.
It's just weird how she's done this 180. Like she's trying to rebrand herself and then get people in on the struggle bus train, you know?
I
I
feel
don't know.
like it's gonna be just like it was last time, using the whole weaponizing religion, and then a few days later, once she gets everything that she needs and wants, is right back to Kathy's normally vile, disgusting self.
Yeah, I agree. And then her weaponizing the mental health is literally insane. Mental health isn't a joke. It isn't something to mess with. A lot of people struggle every single day, and a lot of people lose that struggle every day. It's not something to joke about and to say openly like that you're going to harm yourself, because there's so many people that actually do.
Yeah, I know for me, when I messaged you about, touching on mental health, because a lot of people do struggle with it. And there's a lot of people that, go into these chats and stuff and they're looking for somebody to, that they're like, that they can identify with, and I don't want people to see Catherine as somebody to, that's struggling. I'm not saying she's not struggling with her mental health. I'm not saying that. But she's using her mental health to play on people's emotions, and I don't like that. If you've ever had anybody that's taken their life in your family or known anybody that's done it, most of them don't talk about it. They do it, and it's not good to do, to play with people's emotions and their mental health and use yours to gain. It's gross and it's vile and it's sick.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I lost my 14-year-old niece, and then a year later, I lost my 13-year-old nephew. Or 30, I'm sorry. A year apart, and neither one of them mentioned anything. And I'm also not saying that she's not struggling, right? But if you're going to be on live and you're going to broadcast that, instead of getting the help that you need, That's crazy to me. That's so sad that you're sitting there telling people you're going to do this and you're going to do that when you know that there's people actually out there struggling and they're losing that battle every minute.
But as soon as she gets that money, her mental health does another 180. She's got this confident, talk to her where she's saying all this thuggish stuff that she done. Nobody screw with her. I lived in the hood and all this. It's only when she's not getting people giving her money and she's one of them that thinks she got to get something on this app 24/7, and it don't work like that.
Right.
You
When
can't. I'm sorry.
Nope, you're good. Go ahead.
You can't talk about mental health and then turn around and body shame people and insult them. And I mean, I'm talking very vulgar language. The things that she said last night about TikTok president were disgusting.
Oh, I agree. I didn't hear it all because I went to bed, but I heard it was really bad. And
Hello,
then you turn
everybody.
around the next day and your mental health is deteriorating. And it only, see, the only problem I have with it is it's only deteriorating when you need money. That's the only time you mention it.
Yep. And I want to point out too, the last two days being in TikTok presidents, instead of Catherine going and getting help, the proper way, instead she has sat on live for hours upon hours trying to find certain people's other accounts that they use and blocking and unblocking. Like, nothing, she's not doing anything to better her situation. Absolutely nothing.
Right, and I agree with that because if her mental health, and like again, I don't want to say that she doesn't have issues because clearly she does. But if your mental health is that bad, why are you not seeking out help? Why are you not calling resources in? Why are you not trying to get yourself help? Because there's so many people that really can't because they're really that bad. But if you're sitting on live 24 hours a day and you're saying all these nasty, vulgar things and weaponizing mental health against people so they'll send you money, that doesn't tell me that you're actually in a crisis. That tells me that you're weaponizing that.
Exactly.
And to tell you the truth, if you think about this mental health stuff with her, when people has actually, and I don't condone anybody calling authorities to people's where they live or anything like that, but people has called, and they've come and checked on her. And the first, it's just TikTok. They're trying to, get me taken down. They're haters, blah, blah, blah. Reach out and say, yes, I am having mental health issues. I am glad somebody reached out and called. I need help. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, and then last night there was a lady in the box named Jen, and this lady expressed that she'd had several strokes. And then Catherine said, "Oh, I think I had one last night," or that she thought she'd had a stroke. I don't remember exactly what time she said, whatever. But anyway, if she thought that, wouldn't she have sought out some medical help?
Yeah.
And Scam, I'm glad you brought that up because I was talking, earlier to Checkmate, like about the medical side of mental health. I'm very open and honest about what I go through, like with my cancer and everything. And for her to weaponize a medical side, that is very disgraceful, or anybody on this app, I mean, I struggle a lot with it. I mean, I was struggling this last week because I didn't know the results of my pathology, So that plays a big part in it. But she also likes to weaponize the mental health. She likes to weaponize her husband's passing from cancer, and that's not right at all.
I think that's one of the things she does, though, very often is she uses everybody else's circumstances and makes them her own.
Right.
And one tragedy does not, just because somebody else is going through something or has went through something, doesn't make it yours. You can't weaponize other people's tragedies or mishappenings or whatever they're going through their life just so you can use that to get money from all these people on TikTok. And I'm getting really tired of her doing it. It's every day now.
Well, and it's not just her too. Like there's, and I'm gonna use Tim and Angela because they're the biggest ones that use Angela's health, and I'm using quotation marks or air quotations for their monetary gain, and that right there is not right at all. That's my biggest one, and now it's Catherine because she sits back and she, how she talks to people, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm a godly and everything else like this." Ma'am, if you're godly, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Well, last night when she started her whole crying spell, if y'all listened, she was forcing herself to breathe that way. It's like she was forcing herself into a panic attack. Anyone that suffers from panic attacks, anxiety attacks, I do, you will know, like, you can't talk and you're definitely not going to be on a live, and it's just another one of the things that, in my opinion, she fakes for more sympathy.
Yep.
And it's literally a pattern. And how those people over there haven't picked up on it yet is beyond me.
Right. And and also too is like when she brings that stuff up, and I'm so glad for TikTok president or anybody else that's streaming her, they know, you guys know my triggers, and you guys will warn me, like, hey, that's going to be like a trigger warning, and thank you so much for doing that because I get triggered easily when it comes to mental or mental health. So I just want to tell you guys thank you for doing that. And I have also decided probably once a month I'm going to open up my boxes and talk about mental health with the medical side, because it's not talked about that much.
Unfortunately, mental health is a huge epidemic right now. There's a
Yep.
lot of people struggling, especially with the economy the way it is. For one other reason, they can't get a job or, whatever the case may be, right? And I can only speak for my situation. When my niece did what she did, there was no sign. She didn't say anything. Nothing. We had no clue. But my nephew, on the other hand, he called my sister right before he did it to tell her that he loved her, and then he did it. So there's so many different people deal with it in different ways, right? Sometimes you know, sometimes you don't know. But if your mental health is that bad, do you really think being on TikTok live for 24 hours is going to help you?
Exactly.
I mean, there's just, I hate to say that she's using it, but she is, right? I mean, when it comes down to it, she really is using that and weaponizing it to try to get money from people. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting because that every so many minutes people are losing that struggle with the mental health and taking their own lives. And it's so sad that she's sitting up there using that, knowing that there is actual people that need help and can't reach out for whatever reason because their heart and their mind is so dark that they can't see a way out, because that's it, right? That's why it happens, because this is all they see that is going to make things better.
Well, and even like, Monday with me having surgery, the caseworker, the behavioral health caseworker came and saw me, and she's like, "Hey, I wanted to let you know the old caseworker's not here, but if you ever need anything, go ahead and reach out." And they do that for my daughter too, so it's not just for me, because it's hard on everybody, I mean, I don't wish this upon anybody, of what anybody goes through when it comes to the medical side or the non-medical side, because It's not right.
I mean, I
But
agree it's not right.
I think
checkmate, thank you for letting me come up. I'm gonna hop over to another live, and if you guys are live here in a bit, I'll come back over. I'm getting shared to another live for a bit, so I will jump back in. But thanks for letting me come up and chit chat with you about that. And my boxes
Absolutely.
are always open, guys. And I'm gonna try to coordinate to do, once a month to touch base on mental health, so a lot of people can come over and just chit chat.
Thank you for coming up, Fighter.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys. I'll be back in a bit.
I think, and Checkmate probably agree with me on this. To anybody that's ever lost a loved one to to mental health, not only have you lost your loved one, but I struggle and I still struggle with it. And now when I hear Kathy talk about some of the things she talks about, I struggle with my twin doing it. Is there anything I could have done? Could I have prevented this? And I'm not gonna lie, it's a struggle I deal with a lot because me and my twin was really close. But at the end of the day, I know it wasn't. I couldn't have saved her. But I still struggle with or could I? And I hate knowing that and even thinking it. But let's face it, there's always that question. Why?
I mean, that's the hardest part of it all, right? Is the questions, the unanswered questions. And then the grief that comes along with it, because the grief never goes away. You just learn to deal with your new normal, whatever that is. It doesn't get easier. It doesn't get, I don't even know how I want to say it. The days don't get easier. The time doesn't heal it. It's a new normal that you have to live with, knowing that they're gone. It's not something that you're ever going to get over. And doing what she's doing, sitting on live and doing this, knowing that people have lost loved ones to that, it is really disgusting. It really is.
It is. And I wish more of her people that's in her chat or gets up in them boxes that, enables this behavior. It's not only money that they enable the behavior. But I wish somebody would get up in her box and tell her, it's not right you weaponizing mental health when there's so many people struggling with it. If you're having this hard of a time, please reach out and get help, But she don't want that. She just wants money, and that's the sickening part of it,
Yeah, and unfortunately that's right, because she'll go on and on and on about it. Last night she even said that she did no longer wanted to be here. And then in the next breath she said that she needed $210 for a week in the hotel.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She literally, if you listen to her long enough, she will literally spell it out for you what it is she is doing. You just have to listen, and I think that's what makes me the most angry about the people that are over there in her chat the whole time she's live is, okay, well, you're listening to this. How are you not finding anything wrong with this behavior? It truly blows my mind.
Thank you for letting me come up, Check. A lot of people know on here that I had lost somebody a couple weeks ago. And previous to that, my grandfather. And there was no, everybody just thought that they were the happiest people and, whatever. But then you look at Kathy and she plays the manipulation sad card. But it's another aspect of mental health. You know what I mean? There's so many, it's not just a blanket, this is what it looks like. As you can see, through your own experience, I think that this is part of her mental health, is just lying and manipulating, stealing, and giving the pity party.
And I do want to let people know, if I ever seen Catherine really suffering with her mental health, I would hop over on a backup real fast and get in her box, because I believe anybody suffering with that deserves the help, deserves somebody to be there with them in that moment. They don't know what to do.
But
Yeah.
she
But
wouldn't want somebody like you in her box. She wants somebody in her box that
that's going to
will
enable it.
enable it and sit there and, you know, pat her on the back, like, and uh, tell her all the things that she wants people to hear so that they will give her money.
Mm-hmm.
100%. I just don't want people to think, I don't care about people's mental health, because I actually do. I care about everybody's mental health, whether I like you or not, whether you like me or not. I do, I care what people's going through, and I don't ever want to see somebody, weaponize that, because you're putting people in harm that's, around you, because they don't know what to do, like these women that's been in her boxes, agreeing with everything she's saying. And, oh, screw the haters, they want this for you. And no, I don't want this for nobody. I don't want to see nobody on here begging for money. I don't want to see nobody on here crying. I don't want to see nobody on here talking about their children like they're dirt, But let's face it, she needs to get help herself to figure out why she is the victim of everything. She accepts no responsibility to anything she's created in this life, whether it be good or bad.
I think for her, it's a manipulation tactic that she's probably used her whole life, and it's worked for her.
Yes.
It's worked for her up until now, and
Absolutely.
it's not working anymore. And she's taken it to a whole nother degree.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
like
we
she's
seen when
putting
she
on
first got
show
on
with
this app.
her little names in her notebook. That's all a show.
Well, somebody else said that's been around for a little minute said that she also did that during her Book of Faces days, that she would literally go through and write everyone's name down. I don't know if that was to block, unblock, but
Mhm.
like that's her thing.
Yeah.
She, everywhere she goes, she's the problem. And I mean, she's the common denominator.
I also
The other
just want
thing-
to point out, after streaming her for so long, so many hours a day now, the biggest thing that I've seen when she's talking about her mental health, people will put resources, 988. They will drop resources in her chat, and her mods and her will block it instantly.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They do not keep the resources in her chat. Now, if she's really struggling with mental health the way that she claims that she is, you would think you would want those resources offered to you, but she immediately blocks them.
Well, yeah, because that interferes with her being able to grift the way that she wants, and that's what's sad. There's like, I did the research earlier, and there's like there's like 61.5 million Americans that suffer from mental illness. And her behavior is a slap in the face to every single one of them.
I mean, we just watched yesterday, or a lot of people did, somebody that on this app that's a bigger creator suffer with some mental health problems, and I hope he gets the help he needs.
Well,
And
and
then sorry, go ahead.
I think she's so manipulative that she went through and she blocked her own mods on that big page. She blocked people that enabled her all the way back to the Book of Faces days, and then sat there and specifically unblocked them people and named them on the live for them to come back in there and continue enabling her. And I think I think all this was staged. That's my opinion, though.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, because who does that? She blocked over 3,000 people.
That's a lot of blocking, man.
I can't even believe that TikTok actually let her do that, because usually they give you a limit, a daily limit.
Yeah, I thought they did too.
And then she really screwed herself because she not only compromised her account, but she shadow banned herself.
Yes.
You couldn't even find her in the search.
Somebody just said it a minute ago that she is so mad, she is so pressed that people streaming her is making more money than her. Well, Catherine, if you're listening, Checkmate don't make no money. You know, we're holding this live because we care about people's mental health tonight. We care that you're weaponizing it to try to make money. And if you are needing mental health, please reach out. 988. Reach out to me. I'll direct you.
See, that's the thing, though. That's what really upsets me the most, because she knows that there's resources out there that she could reach out to. So if she's really struggling this badly, why are you not reaching out? Why are you not trying to get help for yourself? I mean, she says it over and over and over again, but she does nothing to make it better.
Thank you for letting me up. I know Fallon and Birdie and Amber. I had a live the other night about mental health because I know a lot of people saw that video and it was very triggering to people that might be sensitive, or even, you don't even have to be sensitive. It was just triggering all around. And, you know, I don't know anything about this Catherine you speak of. I don't watch her. But I was trying to give an insight on, you know, maybe some of the trolling that's going on and some harassment and bullying that's going on by other creators. And I just said, you know, like, take a personal inventory and think about what you may be doing to that person. You know, I specifically mentioned Becky because she does receive a fair amount of harassment and whatnot. And I just said, you know what, just for the time being, take a personal inventory about what you're doing, because you don't know how you're pushing somebody. Just because they don't say it on live doesn't mean that they're not feeling it. You know, I just wanted everybody to kind of just, you know, think about things for a minute, because I don't know what happened. Yes, she does. I don't know what happened with Mr. Hilton's whole situation. There's a lot of rumors going around, but I also know he wasn't a stand-up person from the way he attacked other celebrities and stuff, you know, like that. And maybe something like that drove him to do what he did. I don't know. I just don't know, but it was sad. It was horrible. And I wanted to make sure people were okay. And maybe just give it a rest for a little while, you know, and think about the repercussions of what they may be doing. And then immediately after, there was a live that completely mocked me for actually caring about somebody's mental health. I was mocked for it. No, we're not defending scammers.
No,
That's not the point. It is absolutely not the point. At the end of the day, all these people are actually human. Their behavior is despicable. It's unacceptable, and they need to have accountability. I absolutely agree. But when you get to the point where it's 24/7 coming after a person, following them to every single live they go to, following them in every, you know, possible chat even that they're in, that's too much. That's too much. You know, you don't know what somebody is going through. You don't know. Yes, there is a line, Birdie. You're absolutely right. And I'm not sticking up for Becky. Becky has made her own bed. She's got her own issues.
But she don't deserve what's getting done to her.
No,
I don't think anybody over here is participating in that behavior, though.
no, I'm not saying that, but to get mocked after the live where a young girl got into my box that night, I don't know her from Adam and Eve. She got in my box that night and said she wanted to do something to herself. And all it took was a few minutes to talk to her and offer her, somebody else got in the box and offered her 988, but she lives in Sweden, so she wasn't sure if she had that 988 access. But we talked to her for a while. And that to me was a win. Whether or not it was just one person or two, that's a win. But to be openly mocked about caring about somebody else's mental health, that was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Everybody is important. Yes, the people on this app use sympathy, they use mental health as a weapon. I understand that.
Hey, Tammy, have you been in Jama's boxes and participating in this?
So I was in Jama's box until I figured out how far it went.
How long
I
have you
did
been in these
never.
boxes with her?
Oh, it's been a while. No, I never egg on bullying. Absolutely not. And I do not ask for gifts. Absolutely not.
Was you a mod?
No, I was not a mod.
Less than a week ago?
No, that's not true. I've actually avoided, if she's in a live in a box, I'll either stay in the chat of who I'm talking to, but I will not participate when she is in a chat.
When who's in a chat?
When Jama's in a chat in a box, telling people to go over and say things on their burners, I don't condone that at all.
But you sit with her on her platform and watch her do this behavior?
No. Jama doesn't. She uses somebody else.
No, but she also she goes live.
She goes live.
She's live right now.
Who is?
Jama.
I'm not in there. I don't agree with what she's doing at all. I think it's over the line. It's beyond trolling.
So you wasn't in a box less than a week ago streaming with Becky?
If it was Lacey, I was in a box with Lacey, not Jama. Lacey just streams.
Okay, yeah, they said Lacey's.
Yeah,
Who's
not
Lacey?
Jama. Lacey used to be a mod for Becky. She was Manic Panic.
And see, remember Checkmate when I went to have a live and you let me have a live over here?
I asked for gifts? I never asked for gifts.
Well, I mean,
I
you
was
have
never
asked for
Becky's
gifts.
mod.
You've battled, so that's kind of asking for gifts.
No, I battled when I was speaking to
Hey,
Becky.
Tara, can you send that to Birdie? She'd have a better chance at looking at it before I can. Because I'll have to drop down to look at it or call out Barbie.
That was the only way I could talk to Becky. I had a live with her explaining that she's, putting out too much there. Because if you go in there on a burner, you get blocked.
So I guess my whole thing here, and I'm kind of confused because you come up here, you grab a box, and you kind of came off at first as if we, the streamers, are bullying, but then you sit with people who bully.
No. I didn't come up and say anybody was a bully for streaming.
But that's kind of how you came off because you were implied that we were applying too much pressure.
No,
That's how I took it.
No, that I apologize. That is not the way I came off. I wasn't trying to say Jama's name, but she was the one who openly mocked me for caring about people's mental health and especially saying Becky's. Now, yes, I have sit
kind of
on
the
the live
thing over
stream.
here is we say names because
we don't
when you
block.
group people together, then you're kind of implying that it's all of them. So you really need to say names because without names, people's going to take offense to it because they're going to think you're talking about them.
Understood. But no, that's what I meant. I apologize if I came off that way. That is definitely not the way I meant it to come out. I don't ask for gifts. I do not. I never have. Jama is going too far. And I've tried to counsel Jama at one point about if she's trying to bring awareness, because I've noticed she uses the word awareness and trolling interchangeably, I told her that she needs to try and stand on business instead of personal feelings when she does it.
Can I ask you a question? I'm going to be very candid.
Sure.
Has she asked you for money?
Becky?
No, not Becky. Jama.
No, she has not asked me for money.
Okay.
Jama's never trusted me. No, she has not asked me for money. No. I know she's asked other people for money, but I can't provide receipts on that.
Okay.
Mega Girl, she was just live. I don't know if she's still live, like not even 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And we're not having a live on JMA. This was just
No.
started out mental health.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I was
But it
just
was
trying
brought
to
up
say
that
that.
you was just in her box is why it shifted that way.
No, I understand.
I just want people to know that we're not calling, we're just talking about people getting bullied, and Becky is one of them. Unfortunately, that it's getting a lot of it.
I was just trying to make the point that I did a live on mental health because I know people were affected by what happened the other day.
Yeah, Mega Girl, we all go through things in life. We do. And unfortunately,
But Jama's still live, pulling the same shit. So
right,
what is it?
right.
Is
And
she
that's what I
going
was
through
going to
it,
say.
or what's
Becky
going on?
goes through shit, and she gets bullied, so that's where I'm kind of going there with that. Nobody ever seems to think, I know Becky's no angel. Don't let nobody say I'm defending Becky. I remember way back when, Becky called me the pickle man, but I don't go messing with Becky. I believe Becky's got issues going on, and really, what's Becky getting off this app? A lot of grief, and she still keeps coming on here for what I don't know,
I
but she
think
does.
when it comes to Becky, because clearly she is not the mindset of a full functioning adult, right? That's pretty clear. But I think the facts of Becky is Becky is a scammer. She's a beggar. She has made very racist comments and very vulgar comments about people. So she by no means gets a pass. But there's a line where people are crossing it, where you should stick to the facts and put her out there for what she does and what she's doing, not crossing the line of going real live and doing all these things with her children that Jama does do. The doxing, putting the phone numbers out there, the addresses out there. We don't need to be doing that. That's crazy. That's dangerous.
And here's another thing. They'll dox Becky. People will dox Becky and stuff, but when Becky turns around and does it, she's the worst person I've ever seen. Well, tit for tat, none of it's right. This doxing shit's wrong,
And they have
whether you like the
people,
person or not.
And not to mention the phone calls to the jail and the phone calls to her number.
Yep.
and they also send pizza to her place. That's wasting the pizza place. It's just I don't know why anybody would be obsessed with anybody that badly.
I don't
And I
know
feel
why a
like,
grown adult is bullying a minor child.
yeah,
That part.
That's disgusting.
I don't understand it. If I don't like somebody, I don't agree. I just move on. And I think a part of the mental health, there's a lot of bullies on here. And I feel like people are afraid to talk about mental health because they're afraid they're going to get bullied by talking about it. And it's sad. Yes, this is a public app, but some people come on here, maybe they don't have no friends, and this is how they can make friends. Some people just want to talk. So I don't agree with the beggars, the scammers. I don't at all. But I feel like at the end of the day, everybody's a human being. We all deserve the air we breathe. I don't care who you are. I just couldn't live with myself. I couldn't live with bullying somebody. Because what happens if I said something and that pushed them to their edge? I wouldn't want to live with that.
Yeah, Becky's sons, all of them are all the same. I'm not defending who they
No,
are.
no,
You know,
the whole family's
that whole family needs some kind of help. I don't know what kind it is, but uh, they're
it's
vile.
nothing. Yeah,
But it
it's
still
nothing
don't give
that.
them the right for people to bully them either.
No, the constant bullying and harassment, that's not going to change anything. That's not helping them.
If anything,
It's
it's
making
bringing
it
Becky more
worse.
attention.
It's making it much worse.
It's making it worse because then the bad behavior just increases. It's like, okay, well, you want to egg me on? Fine. I'll just be worse. I'll just do more crappy crap. And then, like, who are you helping? Like, the
And
whole
then it
reason
just
to do awareness
becomes
is to help people. You're not helping anybody.
exactly. And then, in my opinion, it becomes a vicious cycle. We've all seen it. You know, this person says something, and they have a rebuttal, and then they just go back and forth, and nothing ever gets accomplished. Nothing ever. Just like you said, Scam. Nothing. What's the point?
Yeah, nothing good's going to
At
come out
that
of it.
point, it is about the crash out. They want to see the crash out so that way they can further show how vile these people are. Oh, see, look, they said this or they did that. It's about getting the crash out so that they can get more views.
Yeah, they bait them into saying things all the time because they know that
Absolutely.
Becky will.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
see,
and
that's
you can't do awareness on this app and ask for money on the back end. It's never ever going to work, and you are going to be exposed at some point or another. So if you're doing that,
Yeah, it's weird that she's going after Becky, who she says, begs online. But Jam is begging too, but she's just not doing it live. She's doing it in DMs on the back end.
That part.
And that was pretty much the point. Everything you guys said is exactly how I feel. I just felt that it was wrong of another person to mock someone trying to help others with their mental health, or if somebody needed to talk, and just think about maybe what you're doing to somebody else. And she outright said no, she doesn't care. And
Well, this is
that
not
was my
Becky
point.
or Jama's first time. This was brought up before.
money.
And,
Unfortunately, if something happens to Becky and Becky does do something to herself, guess who's going to be accountable for that?
yeah.
It's going to be Jama.
That Checkmate has always said since I first came on here and found her and everything, and it sticks with me, is that when you get to a point to where you start to hate the people that you're doing awareness on, it is time for you to quit. It is time for you to quit. If you're bullying them, if you despise them so much to a point to where you have to rage bait them, it's time to quit. You need to take a step back.
Exactly. In our real life, if there's people we don't like, we don't keep going around them and poking them. I don't.
Absolutely.
I stay away from them.
Just like Black Mamba, I don't watch him anymore, but he used to get bullied. People would go in there and tell him where I've sent screenshots to, I don't know, was it Scam Hopper and some others? People would tell him that he should, unalive and all this horrible stuff. You just don't, this world is such a sick place that people just need to grow up. If you don't like somebody, move on. Don't be obsessed with somebody. And people think that if they hide on a ghost account or hide behind account on here, it will always come to surface because there's ways to find out everything.
Well,
So
we can use Black Mamba as a. How many times have we seen somebody go in there and tell him to unalive himself, or he gets crashing out and stuff? Then all of a sudden he gets his hotel money because people feel sorry for him.
Well, that's kind of the thing, right? So people, they don't want to claim awareness, anti-scam, whatever. But you're doing this under the umbrella of awareness because when you're streaming, when you're talking about them, you're bringing awareness to them, right? So when you're doing all these things under the umbrella of awareness, that makes you a part of awareness. And when you're bringing awareness to people and you start hating them and you start having this disgust for them and, just the fact that you can't see anything other than the hate in your heart for these people, it is time to walk away. Because hate is going to make you do things that you would have never done before. And I've seen it time and time again on this app. In the years that I've been doing this, I've seen many people do things that I never thought they would do, all because they hate somebody. And that's a bad place to be in, especially here, because you don't know these people. You get cloudy, you get angry, all these emotions come because you start to feel all this hate for them. It's time to move on. Find somebody else to cover. That's why we don't cover the same people over and over again. We bounce around to so many different people because there's so many other beggars on this app to cover. Don't just cover one. Cover them all of them. That way you don't start feeling that hate and all that disgust that you feel for these people, because you're going to feel it, but you have to be able to control it.
Yeah, I
Daria,
don't want that invested. Never. Because I enjoy my home life. I like getting on here. You know, this is a little outlet, a little breather from my normal life. I think we can all say that. We want to help people. You know, I don't want to break them down any, further than they are in life.
I think that everybody's main goal is to see everybody succeed and stop begging. We want to see everybody succeed and get better in life. And Daria, nobody said that. Jameis said that to Becky. We said somebody, where I have screenshots from way back, people going to Black Mambas. So,
My main thing here was when I came here for coverage on Christina. And it wasn't to try. Everybody used to hound me about not doing enough to save her. And unfortunately, I'd already came to the understanding that she's a grown woman and I cannot save her. I came to this app to save others. I'm not here to save the people that I'm streaming. They are going to do what they want to do. This is the life that they are choosing. I am here to save the person that is getting lied to, that's getting manipulated, whose mental health is being triggered, whose emotions are being triggered. So I don't have anything to say when it comes to the people that I stream. That hatred for them is not there. My main focus is to save the ones who are being manipulated. And I think that is where most people's focus needs to be, not on the hatred for the person doing the lying and the scamming and the begging, but you need to transition your focus into who you are here to save. And that is the people that is being hurt and manipulated. The victims in this, yes.
I think that it can kind of go both ways though, right? Like you can spread the awareness, slow down the money flow, which then forces these people to kind of get up and take care of themselves, right? So essentially you are kind of helping them, because without this awareness and slowing down this money flow, they would still be here doing this over and over and over again, which we're never going to stop it, right? That's not the goal. We're not here to stop it. We're here to warn people. We're here to save people. We're here to help people. And I think that has been lost in awareness.
Hey, Patty, y'all are bullies, period. Just mind your business. Why don't you come grab a box and tell us how we're bullies?
I get so tired of hearing that mind your business thing, as if we're not all on a public platform, and when you get on here and you just start sharing your whole life, it kind of becomes everyone's business at that point. But carry on.
Who's Patty? Where did Patty come from?
Oh no, there's a Patty, P-A-T-T-I, in the comments.
Front of the class, Patty.
That said, you are all bullies, period. Just mind your business.
They probably won't get in a box.
Yeah, the truth isn't bullying. I mean, if you're using their words that they're saying, that's not bullying. That's using their words against them.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, it's Patty.
So we're bullied?
Okay, so I just don't understand really in the grand scheme of things, like you guys make it your whole like platform to restream, and I get it. People, people are getting taken advantage of, but I feel like at some point, why make it your whole platform to restream or, come after these people who probably are genuinely, we have genuine addicts, we have whatever. But like, why are you guys feel like you have to police them?
Have you ever talked to a person that's been scammed out of thousands and thousands of dollars and
Yes.
been manipulated and talked to them on the phone and they were crying their eyes out because they got scammed?
They give their last $10?
Have you ever had to talk to a person who'd been put out of their own home because they were scammed by people who've had false accusations made against them? Their jobs, their careers were ruined, every dime drained out of their savings?
I get that.
Have you had that?
And I also want to say, so how is it that it's okay for them to come on here and ask for money and make their problems everyone else's problems, but it's not okay for us to get on here and restream and talk about the behaviors? Or we're bullies.
I mean, I follow Penny Fairy and I love his lives and everything, but to a certain extent, like at some point, people get mean on there when people clearly genuinely need help as far as like addiction or rehab. And I feel like they're doing what you guys don't like. They're doing the manipulating, the begging, whatever, or so we think.
You'll never
And
see us
then
call out somebody
y'all
for
are
doing it one
turning
time.
around and kind of
So I'm going to stop you right there. Can we use names and not just people and y'all? Let's be specific. Over here, we're specific.
With what? I don't understand what.
With who we're talking about. Who are you speaking about? Because clearly you're speaking about an individual. Clearly this is bothering you. So who are you speaking about?
Well, it doesn't matter. There's a bunch of them on.
Okay, so it does kind of matter because over here we put out the truth. We put out the facts. We don't go real live. We don't do any of that over here. Some people do, but they don't come over here where we are because that's not the kind of thing we do over here. We put out the truth. So your grandma or your grandpa or your aunt or your uncle doesn't get taken advantage of because somebody doesn't want to get off their ass and get a job.
But do you really think it's just that simple? Like
it really
they're
is that
just
simple.
lazy and they don't want
Yes.
to work. Do you
Yes.
think sometimes people fall into hard times? I mean, honestly, I'm probably one paycheck away from being homeless myself.
Most of us are.
Probably a lot of us are.
Okay, of course.
There's people that have been on here begging for 3 to 6 years, like Big Zim and Black Mamba and Tim and Angela, and I can go on and on and on, and we can sit here and we can talk about this all night long. You mean to tell me in that time frame they couldn't have never got a job?
I don't know because I don't know their situation.
Patty, I have
Okay,
a
so
question.
that's
Exactly,
kind of
you
the
don't know.
thing is you don't know
Right.
what you're talking
Nor do
about.
you.
I do.
Have
I've
you
been
been
doing
in
this
our
for a
lives?
long time.
At what point are we just, instead of it just being a hard time, are we just truly having other people fund our entire existence? That's what we're talking about here, Patty.
Okay, but why are you so...
The real question
Why
is
is it
why
your
are you
job
not
to worry
so
about
upset?
it?
Patty,
Not
do
our
you
job, but
know
you know what? As
that
decent
in
humans, we're going to stop people from getting manipulated from people who don't want to go out and work for
I
themselves,
just
that want
feel
to sit
like
on this app and
Because my
beg.
grandma
right.
or my mother, if they were alive today, they would see
Oh
someone
god.
like Kathy and see her poor, sad little dog, and they would send every last fucking dollar they have to that woman. That's
Mm-hmm.
why.
Right.
That's why some of us do this.
I feel
And
like
you
you're going,
you haven't seen the good that awareness has done on here. You haven't seen the people that aren't on here anymore because their money was slowed down to the point to where they did have to get up and they did have to better themselves. As long as people will continue to give people money that sit on their ass, they are going to continue to sit on their ass.
All of these people in this panel right here, they have rules for their room. Usually it is no bullying, no body shaming, no doxing. We don't do that. So if you're gonna blame somebody, you have to put a name on it because all of us protect that kind of thing. That's not why we're here. Some of us don't even talk in our lives.
To the point to where when Tim and Angela and all that was going on with his jobs, I blocked all those. Those were all blocked in my keywords. I have hotels, names of hotels that are blocked in my keywords on my live.
okay, so that justifies like just being on here restreaming and talking in the chat about. I feel like you guys are just like, you sound like the people who are totally against, oh, my taxpayer dollars are going to food
You
stamps.
sound like you just don't know what
Totally
you're talking
against
about.
the
Did
people.
we ever say
Can I
that?
finish a
No, we
sentence?
encourage
I
people
feel like y'all are
Okay,
the
either
resources to
time
pick
or
out.
I'm gonna start dropping boxes. Seriously, we can't speak over each other.
I have a very
I'm just
good
gonna finish
question.
up and then I'll leave you guys to it. But I feel like you guys are and I am a single mom. I have been on food stamps, thank God. And I work full time, overtime a lot, but I've still needed food stamps. I just feel like
Which is a resource
no
that people
food
could
stamps
have.
to single moms. It just sounds
Patty,
like
What
No,
the
no,
fuck
no,
is
no,
wrong
no,
with
no.
you?
food stamps, but you. It's not about the food stamps.
Patty, what am I talking about, Tammy? Listen up. I'm telling you what I'm talking about.
My name's not Tammy.
Well,
I
somebody in the
think
comments named
I
Tammy
think
asked me what I was
clearly
talking
you have not watched what we do and how we do it because we've never ever said any of that.
Well,
So I think you're misconstruing everything that we're about.
Yeah.
I want
Do
to
you
know.
know? Do you know that awareness has gotten pedophiles off this app?
Well,
But you
I
probably
hope
don't know that, right?
I don't know what that has to do with you guys going after beggars, but yeah,
Because
that
it's
would
not
be
just
great.
beggars that we go after.
You know what? Here's
Okay,
the thing,
great.
Patty. You don't have to agree with what we do. That's fine, but we're not going to stop doing it.
Sure
Okay.
don't. And
I
would
just feel like life is so short. Maybe just take a break and enjoy your
So,
life.
you
it
said
seems
that
kind
we're
of
bullies. How? Give me one thing any of us on this panel has said that has bullied anyone in here tonight, please.
I don't know who's on the panel, and I just know that
But you said that we were all bullies and that we made all of our platforms about beggars and scammers, but you don't know us all?
no, but that's just what I've seen when I see,
Well, here's
part of your
the
life.
challenge that I have for Patty.
This is
Here's the
laughable.
challenge that I have is I want you to take the next week as you're scrolling TikTok, and now that you're in this awareness community, I want you to screenshot every single person
See,
you see
I
bullying,
honestly
and
don't
then
have
come
the
back
time
here
or
next
energy
week.
for that. I don't have the
Then why do
energy or
you have the
time
energy to get
to
up in
be
this
on
box?
TikTok 24/7 worrying about what other people are doing.
But
I
you
just
have
feel
enough energy to let us bother you.
Absolutely.
no, it's not bothering me. It's just I
Clearly
feel like
it
you're
is,
doing the
because you
same
came
thing
in
they
here-
are.
You came in here pretty hot and heavy saying everyone was bullies and we
Yep,
needed to
and
mind
look
our
at
own business.
and y'all
But you're
had
not
something to
given
say.
one shred of proof to show that anyone has done any sort of bullying.
Right.
You're just up
It-
here talking out your ass.
Right,
One
except for
thing
now,
awareness does
when y'all
is
were
we
challenging me to
provide
come up,
proof,
and I
Patty.
came up, and you guys are bullying me. So
Bullying?
point,
No, no, no.
That's right
point
there what you
taken.
wanted.
Y'all
That's
are
what you
being,
wanted to
you
come up
know,
here and do.
Okay, Patty,
Just
you
think
have
we're
a
it's
bullying.
great
really
day.
not.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
You're not
Have a
gonna
great day.
gaslight me.
You can go, Patty, because clearly you're not understanding and you just want to fight, and we're not going to fight with you because then we're going to get out of character, and we have stuff that we need to do and we don't have much time to do it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I
Yeah,
could feel
'cause we have
myself
to go
getting
to
heated.
work in the morning.
She
I
come up
just,
here
you
for a
know, I
reason.
get so sick of the bully thing because we all get that. And here's my thing, if you see somebody bullying, block them or use your platform to call them out as their disgusting, vile behavior. So, but the thing is when you do that, you can't just jump your hiney up in a box and say you're a bully because in 1952 I seen you say such and such. Make sure you bring the proof. Snap the picture of exactly what was said and then come back and present it, because lumping us all as bullies is not going to work in your favor.
No, it's not. And don't label people unless you have those facts. I am the type of person, if I do something, I will absolutely take accountability for it. But you're not just going to come up here and no, that was laughable. I really hope that she actually will sit in some lives this week and listen and learn, because
Well, here's the
wow.
thing. She's been in lives. She's not new to this. Somebody sent her here to get in a box and do what she did, you know.
Yeah, Patty can just go on because I really don't have the energy for being called a bully. I've never bullied anybody on this app. I'm probably one of the more kinder people on the app, or at least I try to be. So I don't really want to hear anything. If she doesn't like what we do, she can scroll on. She doesn't have to come in here.
Exactly.
I did see that Catherine's enabler, Catherine, did join in here. So while she's here, I would just like to know if she has any questions, because we did invite her here tonight. So is there anything that we can answer for you, Catherine? Or, you know, any input you have for us? I would
Did
sure
you say
love
Catherine was in here?
Not beggar Catherine, her enabler Catherine is in here.
Oh, I see. Suba, did you want a box? Maybe it was an accident. I hope somebody didn't drop her.
No, she said it was an accident. She said, my bad.
Oh, okay. Oh, no problem, Suba. I'm glad you're in here because you've been here a long time as well.
So, I mean, we did invite Catherine's enablers to this live. So, if she's still in here and she would like to say anything or has questions, you know, that's what we're here for.
I do think that it is crazy that most of them sit in boxes with her as she's doing these manipulation tactics, and none of them say a word about it. Because let's be honest, most of us have been affected in some way by, you know, somebody unaliving themselves, right? I mean, even if you haven't been directly affected, you've, you know somebody who has, or know somebody who has, you know? So it's crazy that they sit there and just let this go on and on and on. And I'm sorry, Scam, what were you saying?
I said there was a lady in her box when she was asleep.
Wait, I remember that. And then she like woke up and started talking to her.
Early this morning.
Oh, the same thing happened a couple nights ago.
She was just snoring away, and I was like, "Damn, girl, you just
That's
gonna sit up there in a
dedication.
box with somebody sleeping?"
If y'all don't do that for me, then you just aren't real.
Only if you snore. You
I don't
snore, I got
snore,
you.
I don't think.
So you want me to play this video, Birdie?
Oh, do we have a video? What is the
Yeah, I'm
video
gonna.
about?
I guess it's Becky.
Birdie, did you fall asleep? Are you snoring over there?
Tara, are you here? Can you jump up in a box?
She's more than welcome.
Come on, Tara. Get up here with Timing Chain. Hey, me and Tara have a pet that's named Timing Chain.
Okay, can you hear me?
We
Oops.
can
Hold
hear
on.
you.
Okay, I'm here. I went on rewatch. I clipped, it was Lacey's live, who used to be Becky's mod, that was Manic Panic, that now streams Becky. Tammy was in the box, and Jama on top, the box above her. July, I think it said July 30th. I sent the receipt to Birdie. And she said it. Tammy said, the one that held mental health awareness live, said it's going to get raunchy in here, so please tap tap tap, and roses do help support her, asking for them in the clip I sent Birdie.
I'm sorry, you said July 30th, so that wasn't very long ago.
No, today's like the 6th, right? 7th.
Yeah, today's the 6th.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what
so like
she
a
was
week or so.
denying when she was in the box in here. She said no, it couldn't have been a week ago.
And she was in a box. Jama was in the box, and Lacey, aka Manic Panic, was streaming. And just so you know, tap away because it's raunchy. It is cringe what they do. And like you guys are talking about bullying, and it is wrong to even bully Becky, even though she's done so much wrong on the app. But I know the focus isn't on the one person that trolls her the most, but the way they jump in the box and say it's going to effing get messy, get effing over here. I'm sorry. I think it's atrocious.
Well, see, and like Tammy says, have you seen me over there since? And here's the problem with that is these are the same behaviors that are happening with the people that were streaming, right? Like we're talking about Kathy, for instance. Catherine, okay? She plays on mental health one moment and then is cussing us all out and telling us to take care of our husbands and talking about eggplants and vacuums and everything the next minute, telling us to jump off of a bridge or walk in front of cars, okay? So just because you were okay with this behavior a week ago and then yesterday you were holding a mental health live, that's kind of a problem here. Do you see why that's not a trustworthy thing? I would never come to you for mental health advice if you're bullying somebody else and their mental health or sitting with people who do.
All right, well, y'all want to tap and we'll play the beautiful bean footage. Please tap, y'all.
Trigger warning, tap.
No, somebody go over there and freaking clear and the live and get over here. Think you're going to hurt me and my family?
Even if you send a rose, send something, keep the live going.
My husband would never talk to her.
This guys, think you started the rain.
Never.
Yep. And I did send a whole
Somebody
clip
go over there and freaking
to
clear and the live and get over
Birdie.
here.
Do what?
I sent the whole, like, it was, she cut it down because it was 3 minutes for time's sake. She cut it down, but she has the whole thing if you want to see the whole thing since it's mental health related and complete bullying.
People's asking where to tap Checkmate's box up at the top, please.
Yeah, I'll play it again.
Yep. Somebody go over there and freaking clear and the live and get over here. Think you're going to hurt me and my family?
Tell her
Even if
she's
you send a
invited.
rose, send something. Keep the live going.
I absolutely never talk to her.
This guys, think he started the rain.
Never.
For somebody in the comments, yes, Becky is racist, and she does do stuff to her dogs. We're not denying that. But the bullying has got to stop.
Yeah, you're gonna find out how bad it is.
So that's not something that we're denying. We know that she's vile. We know the things that she's said and she's done. But when you cross that line of bullying and taking it too far and doxing and going real life, you're only setting them up to get more money. That's just how it works. It's been proven time and time again. It's going to happen. People are going to feel sorry for them and they're going to send them money because they feel bad for them, because they feel like they're being bullied and they're being talked about and they're being body shamed. And that's how that happens. And it happens every fucking time.
I was probably one of the first ones that ever recognized Becky as a beggar and a scammer. And I actually went and got in live with Becky and I called her out. And I started messing with Becky. And you know what? I caught myself being somebody I know I'm not. And I had to step back. And I haven't screwed with Becky since, because I let myself get invested. And I don't want that.
Hey, Tammy, are you also the same Tammy that was a moderator for Kim Peters?
Yes, she was.
Well, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta, girl.
Damn, Kim Peters. Wow.
I just think when you're not truthful and you don't just be honest about your actions, I can promise you that somebody will always be able to prove otherwise. So just be honest about what you say and what you do. This is just crazy. I don't know.
I never said that I went to Becky or body shamed her or anything. I supported Lacey's live for streaming her. I never supported Jama. Jama is completely in the wrong, in my opinion. I've told that to Lacey as well. That the body shaming has to stop. This going at her constantly. Yes, I was a mod for Kim Peters, and I also learned the truth about Kim Peters. And I did awareness with Amber, Fallon, Trollovision, and Birdie, and Sammy when she was still around, and Fern Angus. I didn't lie about anything. I don't care if somebody streams the beggars or scammers, because just as you go in there, they block you. So that's why people stream. Now, there's more to the story than meets the eye here, but I did not tell anybody to go follow Becky. I never told anybody to go in there and harass her. I never told anybody to body shame her, nor did I ever support it. I counseled Jama before.
What I'm trying to understand is a few weeks ago, I actually seen you in a box with Becky battling.
Yes, just to
And
talk to
this
her.
live, I'm not finished.
Okay.
This live was a week ago where you were in a box with somebody that actually bullies her. So what was the point of being in a box with Becky, talking to her, and then being in this box?
I went to Lacey's live to watch because I had been blocked by Becky even after I had talked to her, and I had a long conversation with Becky about not sharing personal information and everything else. And then I got blocked. So I was watching through Lacey's live. Do I agree with the pictures that are put up? Absolutely not. Have I told them that? Yes, I have. But Jama privately saying that she is calling Becky, she was robocalling Becky, and doing the things she was doing, I absolutely did not agree with, and I have said that. It's wrong. It's harassment. I also said maybe they didn't think about the consequences of their actions for somebody, they won't specifically say who, called on Dave being home, that it would make Becky be a bigger beggar, and it might end up to being her homeless. And I didn't agree with that. They know how I feel. I've told both of them how I feel. Do I get to watch Becky on her stream? Yeah, I do.
I don't
But
really
I've
know who
never
this
asked.
Lacey is, but you were in a box with her a week ago, and people are saying that she sits with Jama and does the same stuff Jama does.
She does not.
I could stream the 3-minute clip if you want me to.
But did you ever hear me ask for gifts for myself?
It doesn't matter. Like, it's no matter what, you were in the box. It's the same thing with the scammers. When the beggars mods beg for them, you were asking for
To keep
roses for
the live
Lacey.
going.
Taps keep the live going. This live has not ended, and there was a screaming match about 25 minutes ago, and there's no gifts on, heart me's, just taps.
Can I prove what?
I can show the video of July 30th, the week. I got a 3-minute clip here. I can
But did you ever
show
hear
you
me
too.
say in those clips to go over there and do those
You are
things?
condoning. I don't know if you realize what you're saying, and you're trying to justify what you were in the box. Jama was in the box telling Becky to get effing over there. You said your words were, "It's going to get raunchy in here. Please tap." So for someone that's going to have a mental health awareness live, but you are co-signing, "It's going to get raunchy in here." Make that make sense.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but that is certainly not my intention.
So what was your intention with those words?
To keep the live going to stream Becky.
But you
I
said,
did
she
not want
said that
Becky to
you
come in
said it
there.
was going to get raunchy in here.
Yeah, because Jama goes off on people. She got in boxes and called what's her face a C sucker. Yeah, I don't want to say the whole
Yeah,
word.
can we see the video? Let's play the video, please.
Okay.
You still sat there with it.
Oh, I'm over here now. Okay, hold on. Okay. Sorry if it's shaky. I'm a rookie.
You fucking moron. Come over here, Becky.
Tap.
Come over here, Becky. What you want? What you want? Somebody call me water. Land that line and get her ass over here. Come on, fucking live and get her fucking butt ass over here. Shut up, Carl, you fucking piece of shit. Okay, calm down. You don't get mad or calm down. Calm down. Drop calm. Calm. I'm sorry. And that line, get over here. I know. She won't come over here. She won't. Yeah, because she's lying. Oh wait, where's little man? Dang it. I'll try to see this. Hold on. I got him. Okay. It's a pretty big freaking castle that is through. I am. Guys, thanks for keeping the line going. Yes, he does, because he's got the truth and you don't. Bring it up for sure. Yeah, it's wild in here, guys. It's wild in here. And keep tapping, everybody. Keep tapping, like the live. Rochester, go. Really, because every woman that I have ever either slept with or dated has had cats. And none. My best friend and his girlfriend, they got a kid. It's gonna get raunchy. Yep. So, somebody go over there and freaking end the line and get over here. Think you're gonna hurt me and my family? Tell her to send a rose, send something. This guys, thank you, Star of the Rain.
So who was in the boxes? Was that Lacey and who else? Tammy and who was the other?
Jama.
Jama.
So you were in a box with Jama a week ago. You just said that you hadn't been in a box with her for a long time.
It feels like a while, but I could have been wrong.
Well, clearly you were wrong.
Okay. But I've stopped even associating with her because it went too far.
It went too far. You were a part of it. What do you mean it went too far?
It went too far. Did you hear me supporting Jama in that?
Absolutely. You said to send roses and taps. That is
Yep.
supporting Alive.
You
Not
supported it.
Jama.
Were you in a box and Jama was there?
Yeah, so was Little Man. Is he getting the same
Why are
hate?
you dragging other people into it? You're the one that came up in a box and said that you hadn't sit with her in a long time because what she's doing is wrong. Yes or no?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so you lied to everybody in here. Because I think that you would remember that it was only a week ago.
Well, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
That's exactly how I feel.
That's fine.
But you can't deflect on what you were a part of onto other people. Because you said it had been a while.
You know what I don't get? You guys all know how David is when he drinks. And you guys get him crashing out. And then the shit he does to Becky because he's so mad. You know? So Becky's getting it twice as hard. She's getting bullied, and then she's getting bullied by her husband.
The crazy part to me is you were actually in a fucking box with Becky talking to her. Like, and I really thought that you were being sincere and nice.
I was.
You were battling with her. And then just a week ago, you were a part of this. That's fucking wild.
That's how you feel. That's what I tried to do. I tried to stop
That's
them.
not how I feel. That's facts. You were in a box battling Becky, talking to her about the stuff that she was doing wrong. And then you were in a box with them condoning the behavior.
By not saying anything to her?
But not by not saying anything to who?
Tammy,
Madam, did you
have a
just
history,
hear
but
all of the stuff you said?
I'm not gonna be in a box with somebody like Jama. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be in a box with somebody like Jama. Like, that's just, I'm not understanding that part.
But what was I sending to you?
That's also why I'm not understanding this.
Because I was trying to send you what I could.
It
Right,
sounds
but
to
you
me
left
like
out
you're
but you
playing
left out the
both
part where you were
sides.
just in Jama's box with her a week ago.
Yeah, but what did I send you to use and then was told not to use it?
Right, and I didn't use it.
But I was trying to help you as well.
I know, which is why this is confusing.
So really, you're just playing all sides. You're
No.
playing all sides.
Yeah, you can't participate and then send footage.
Well, I'll message you guys on the back end. But no, I wasn't playing both sides.
I mean, messaging on the back end to clear up what you did on a public platform, you know, I don't understand where that's supposed to go. But you showed who you are tonight. You showed who you are. And I'm thankful that Tara caught that. Thank you, Tara.
You're welcome. If there's one thing I can't stand in a human, besides the begging and the scamming, is a liar. And you basically came up here, were confronted, and lied to everybody's face.
Well, I'm sorry you all feel that way, but
Tammy, that's not a feeling. It's facts. They just proved that you lied. And you know you lied.
did it kind of dawn on anybody I was also getting inside information?
No, don't try to do that.
There's enough
No,
stuff out
please
there
don't.
that what's been going
It's
on
true.
that there's no
It's
insight
not.
that needs
It's not true.
seen.
It is true.
No.
You can't participate in dirty behavior and then try to call it out. It never works.
Even if
What happened?
my phone, I accidentally hit my phone. Even if you are trying to get information on both sides, first of all, I don't know you at all, but it sounds like you've been around for a while. You know there's these people do enough themselves that no one has to go do that. And that's how everyone's going to view it, is you absolutely are playing both sides. I don't trust you.
That's
And
okay.
from and I mean, obviously it's okay. My point is I heard you in that box, and that's what was your point in getting in a box tonight? What point were you trying to make? I guess is my question.
That I tried to talk to people about mental health, about what happened with Perez Hilton.
And then you understand why people spoke out against that now, right? Because
No.
they just seen you in a
One,
box with Jama and another lady doing the same thing to somebody else.
no, I didn't do that to Becky. I
But
didn't call her. I didn't
Tammy,
do any of those things.
Tammy, were you in a box while they were doing it?
Yes, I
So here's
was.
the thing. I would never get in a box while somebody was actively bullying somebody else. I would absolutely call it out, and everybody knows that I would, and I would not stay in that box.
You
You're an
said send
adult.
roses.
You
It's
made a
about to get
choice to
raunchy.
stay in that box.
Right. I
You're
actually
not a
left 2
child.
lives that Jamie was in because I refused to sit in them with her.
also, do you realize, like, your actions and things that happened this past week, the tragedies and stuff on this app, that what you condoned and what you co-signed being in that live, if something would have happened, God forbid, to Becky, how would you feel right now?
I would feel terrible if something happened to Becky.
I mean, when's enough enough? We're saying enough's enough.
Understood.
Well, Tammy, you have a good evening, but I think we're going to drop you out because you lied to 200 people tonight, and there was really no reason for it.
Okay, I'll remove myself. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you don't sit in a box and battle Becky, and that was several weeks ago, y'all, and then go in a box a week ago, and oh my gosh.
You know, I recognized that candle when she came up in the box, and I'm like, wait, I've seen that candle in a bullying live. And then I was like, that was going towards Becky. It was with Jama and the Manic Panic, Lacey.
And
Yeah,
what's
I'm glad
wild
you
is
did because we would have never known.
Right. I mean,
That's
that's the thing. It's like there's always somebody watching. If we don't have it, somebody else has it. And what's the point of lying?
what's wild is while she was in that box, she's ready to throw out other names to deflect from herself.
Yeah, I mean, that was the crazy part for me. Like, you can't deflect off to other people when it's your behavior in question. I don't even remember whose name she thrown up, but there was only 3 people in boxes.
Can I ask,
Little
how
man.
long has this been, like, the whole Jama and Becky thing been going on?
Several
Several
months.
months.
Yeah, it started. Becky, I can't remember exactly when she got on this app. Uh, she was begging people low key, Well, she was begging people. I mean, let's face that part. But, it was a little while after I messed with Becky for a little while, then Jama got on the kick and everybody told her she needed to step back. And she did step back for a week or so.
We told
And
her in
then
a live.
yes, yes. And she accepted it, She says, you know what? I am in this too far. And she accepted it, And we thought there was change in. But then it's like she went full force and, it was off to the races.
and now she has like, what is it, the stepson, Jonathan? She has in her lives now while she streams Becky, and it's just gross. Like,
Yeah, I heard that there was a live or something she had with him. I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Yeah, she said she was the first person in awareness to get a family member in a box. What?
What? Lord, awareness didn't just start yesterday. Awareness been going on for several years. I mean, Blast has been doing it for, gosh, I don't even know how long. And he was here
and
way before any of us.
she has a next target because like I try to keep. I have a lot of eyes, and TJ knows, and she has the next target when she's done with Becky, and it's the next enabler mod, Glamorous Granny, and she said that openly in a live that she's going to get her too.
In boxes with Shala Moore's mother. I sat in a box with Jeannie Cooper's mother. Several of Jenna's survivors' relatives came out and got in boxes and spoke out against her.
Lisa Richards' family? I
Right,
mean, all kinds of them.
And it's not a flex getting the family members in. It's about getting them in and telling their story, how they've been affected, letting other people know, how their life's been affected and, given, how they do the manipulation and stuff like that. This was done getting this one in the box so they could use it. We all see how David gets. David gets pretty vile when he drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't take much to set David off, and they know the key things to set David off.
Sunshine,
Well,
did you
I
see
think
the article about what his charges were and what he did this last
Yes.
time?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Actually.
what he did to the minor son?
Yes.
Yeah,
And it's all being provoked.
right.
I'm not saying, somebody drinking, he's drinking and then he's getting this shit thrown at him, which we know alcohol and drugs clouds your thinking. Okay. So now you're getting this bullshit thrown at you and you're just intensifying what he's going to do to them, And at that point, they are victims when they're getting abused and getting stuff done to them because a man is drunk and can't control his anger because people are screwing with him. It's wrong. I don't care if she does beg. She don't deserve that. Hate me if you hate me.
I agree, Sunshine. Well, I think all of us agree. I know all of us run a pretty pretty strict platform when it comes to the whole bullying and body shaming and doxing. I haven't seen all the clips. I've seen a few things. And I just want to say I am grateful that I have picked the people that I have picked to sit with. And I am just glad that you are all the humans that you are. That's all.
That's very
I agree.
sweet.
I'm with you, TJ, because like with Checkmate too, like I'll share a live with her. I'm like, oh, did you see this? She goes, oh no, 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 no. You know, like she'll give me warning, not tell me where to sit, but she'll give me facts and receipts of why. Like the warning is what I respect the most because I don't want to be in a room full of bullies or doxers or bad people. And the only way I learn is through y'all.
And I think our goal is, it's not to make anyone's mental health worse. Like the real flex is saving people from being scammed. And I don't know, y'all, I've said it before. It doesn't make us any better than the beggars and the scammers or whatever you want to call them when we act the certain ways that we act and we do certain things that we do. And I feel like we should be held to a higher standard.
I agree. Like a lot of the times when the beggars and the scammers come on, for some of them, it's becoming like a sitcom or a series to watch, and the main goal should be, reporting pay apps and reporting the lie for non-engagement, scamming, begging, fraud. But that part isn't happening as much. I think people look forward to watching, but not being proactive in getting the person off the app. Like TikTok president today, she was actively streaming, but also when Catherine was talking about SH and mental health, she was streaming and reporting.
I just think people can do better, If we all focus on what we're here to do, and that's getting, the beggars and scammers to stop doing what they're doing, hitting another bump in the road and doing the right thing, then we can be successful. But we can do it with, a little bit of gratitude and show people an awareness. And, that's all I hear is when people like Tim say shit about awareness. They're nothing but bullies. Well, you know what? He's kind of right when you look at, what's going on. Am I right or wrong there? So it's not a good look, and it's not a good thing to do to people. I don't want bullied, and I don't want to bully people, and I don't want to see it.
I agree. I mean, we're definitely not going to do that over here. So just so everybody knows, we try to keep it clean over here. I guess we just got on all different kinds of subjects today, but
we did.
Luckily, a lot of stuff got out though. I just think awareness could do so much better, and they could do so much good if we all moved in the right direction.
You know that saying, when you know better, you do better? Well, we all know better, so absolutely.
Kylie, I almost agree with you on that Becky comes on this app because she don't have nobody. She needs an outlet. I kind of agree with you there. Her family is dysfunctional. She's dysfunctional. She don't know right from wrong, really. And I think sometimes she does come on this app because she wants somebody to talk with and just to have somebody to reach out to.
I mean, that could be partly too, but I think we need to not get it twisted that she's still a beggar.
Oh,
She's a beggar. She's a scammer. And she does come on this app to ask for money. Absolutely. But I think once you cross that line of going real life, then, you know, it's probably time to move away from her and move on to somebody else.
Well, I'm about to drop, but Chuck, thank you for hosting. TikTok President, special shout out for you for streaming because, girl, it's been a few days of it. I appreciate y'all, and I'll be down there in the chat, but I hope you all have a good night.
Thank you so much for coming up with us tonight.
Thank you, TJ.
Good
Thank you,
night.
PJ. Good
Love
night.
the face.
Does anybody else want a box or have any questions or want to say anything?
Sassy has me scrolling the whole entire chat looking for a palm mom that was in here that is associated with that group of bullying. But I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. Stacy, you can go over and tell her that we don't accept gifts over here, so we're not making any money. Our YouTube isn't even monetized.
That's all Catherine's worries about is somebody's making money off of her. You know, it's wild behavior. She's done got her next live mapped out. What it's going to be about is checkmate making $200.
Well, hey, go tell her I'll be live in 5.
Yeah, I don't make any money off this app. We don't make any money off of our YouTube. None of the stuff that we do is monetized.
You can go see for yourself on the YouTube. There's no ads. That means that you're not monetized.
No, we've never monetized off of awareness, and we will never monetize off of it. Well, with that being said, and if nobody has anything else, I guess we'll close out the live.
Hey, I want everybody to remember that veggie straws save lives.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Thank you.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
I love veggie straws. Veggie straws are amazing. Night Shift likes them too. Don't let him fool you.
8 o'clock.
We built bridges out of them.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
Yes, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Scam Opera will be holding an awareness live. Do you want to talk a little bit about it so people know who you're talking about?
We got a bunch of updates, and we got an update that's it's going to be a big bombshell on a beggar on here that's been lying about something that's pretty mind-blowing. So I think you want to tune in, check it out.
I hope everybody goes over there tomorrow night and supports her live because she does put out some great information.
Scam Bugs always has a great live.
And we'll all be over there, so please join us. So we'll see y'all tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
And thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, Scam Opera. And Call Out Barbie, Birdie, everybody for everything you do.
Thank you for coming up, Tara.
Thank you for holding this live. I think this live was pretty good. And I hope people like Patty will open their eyes and find out what awareness is really about because she didn't have a clue.
No, not at all. So with that being said, if nobody else wants to come up and say anything, I guess we'll end. Oh, are you wanting a box screen? I don't know if it was a mistake, and I don't want to end if she really wanted a box. Oh, yes.
Good evening. No, I just wanted to apologize real quick because I came into the live late. I wasn't aware of the bullying that was going on with Becky. I'm aware of Becky. So I didn't want anybody to be mad at me because I missed that whole segment. I don't agree with bullying. I don't like that situation that Becky is in. you know, but I'm just aware of her begging and some of her other antics.
Yeah, I mean, Becky's definitely a scammer, beggar, racist. Said some very vulgar things, but that still doesn't make it okay to go to the links that are being taken
No,
when it comes to her.
absolutely not. I will never agree with that sort of behavior ever from anybody. No, nobody deserves that. Nobody.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad you came up because I'm sure I didn't see it, but I'm sure there was people in the chat that was kind of confused.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It
I'm
was
glad
my
you did
fault.
come up. Yeah.
I came in late and I missed that segment, so I was way off topic. So it was my bad. So I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming up.
I love you. I'll
Love
talk
y'all
to you
too.
guys soon.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all tonight in Scam Operas Live. Don't forget about it. Watch for her video. Did you already put out a video, Scam?
I did not. I have been slammed at work. Yeah, it's been a little crazy this week.
All right. Well, if you don't see a video, you know now she'll be live. So y'all come in there and join us. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. Y'all keep spreading awareness.
Don't forget TikTok President's going live too.
Oh, yep. And Madam President is probably going to stream Catherine.
I'm gonna
So
switch
we'll see
phones
y'all.
and I'll be in there. Is this phone's getting ready to die?
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you over there.